asshole.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Squirrel Nuts, aka Boxman. If you don't know my older channel, I'm here today on today's podcast with my co-host. I got my buddy Pat, my buddy Dakota, and my buddy Brood. And today we're gonna talk to you about some serious matters going on in the world. And we're not really that old, but we have grown up in America where we know what's going on. So. First off, what I like to do is go on Twitter and check out the top 10 trending everything. That's what we're going to start off on. And basically, the first things that are trending right now, for me at least, let me just check.
I deleted my Twitter last night, so I do not have it.
Yeah, I don't have Twitter. I don't have a Twitter, so oof.
It's a big oof.
Big man's oof.
Yeah.
Can we get a press F to pay respects in chat?
Oh, by the way, so nobody has to call me Brew. You can just call me Austin. It's my actual name.
Be a Black Ops 4. Love it or hate it.
Right now, what's trending on Twitter is a whole bunch of NFL, like the Browns, Tony Romo.
Fuck that shit.
But I feel like as sort of what age group we were born in, this is a good thing to start talking about. Trans rights or human rights.
Oh my god.
No, let's not even talk about that.
Dude. Oh, that's such horseshit.
Yes, I agree.
God,
that
dude.
is such major horseshit.
Like, everybody has the same rights. They're just trying to make themselves special. That's all that is. They're trying to be special.
Oh, yeah.
That's all that is. Just
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. So, see, everybody agrees. Let's fucking move on. Get out of that horse shit.
You're so far away from the mic.
You said something about horse shit and getting away from it.
I said, let's move on and get away from that horse shit.
Yeah, we don't really like that.
I say we take transgenders and shove them in a well. Let them fuck each other.
That's a little over the edge.
Considering this is getting uploaded.
Oh,
Demonetized.
bro, you better edit that shit. You better cut and edit that shit.
Come closer to the mic, Brood.
Do you want it in my fucking mouth?
Oh, damn.
God damn.
Turn off my light.
That's too funny.
It's like really messing with me because as you can see, I'm dragging out my words. Yeah, but
I mean, I could have said something a lot worse.
all right.
So.
Well, let's move on.
I was gonna say, let's get on to an actual conversation.
Now, basically, since it's our first podcast, I'd like for us to be able to talk about something that we've all experienced together.
What I was in the school bathroom.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure everybody in this party has experienced either weed, alcohol, one of the potent but not so potent things in this world. So
We'll say, hold on. Let me go and put this out there. I'm not gonna say shit because I stay away from alcohol because I hate the shit. I hate drunk people, and I don't mind weed. I just don't smoke it. So y'all take it.
I don't drink, but
I don't smoke. I don't drink. I just want to ride on the front of the bus.
There is so much stuff about gays on Twitter. Like, literally so much.
Yeah, because that's America
So
today.
much.
queers.
Here for LGBTQS.
Oh,
sorry,
fuck.
LGBTQs. What happened to where whenever you called somebody a queer, it was an insult? Like, where did that go?
I don't know.
Up America's ass and around the corner.
Pretty much.
To be honest, it all started
Feminists
with
are
the
taking
fucking,
over.
It all started with the liberals, dude. Fucking
Oh yeah,
bunch of
Pat, you're
pansies.
gonna be in tune for the last topic.
Wait, say what?
the last topic that we're gonna close this off today is gonna be centered around me, you, and Brood. But Brood is from a different state, so he suffers a little bit differently.
Gun control?
Yeah.
Yeah, my guy.
This is a short ass podcast. If we're just cutting right to the end, like, Jesus.
Oh no, we're not cutting right to the end. That's just a spoiler towards the end.
Oh, I was about to say,
But
Jesus.
you guys can sit here. Me and Dakota have had our rounds with marijuana. He's done, even though I've consumed more marijuana than him, and I've done it for a lot longer, even though I quit. But
Yeah,
Good.
I had to quit.
I mean, everybody has a story, and Dakota, you've done some more wild stuff. Why don't you start us off?
I do cocaine. What?
Oh my god. Well, where do you want me to start off? Cause
You can start off anything.
well, the first time I ever smoked weed was with my mom. I'm not lying.
Big
She,
oof, bro.
Light the bowl for you?
No, she passed it to me. Grabbed my lighter, hit it, coughed my ass off.
So it wasn't a doob?
Huh?
So it wasn't, I said, so it wasn't a doob? No doobies passed around that day?
Not that day, but Thanksgiving we smoked like probably
What's up?
half an ounce.
Heck yeah.
God damn.
My first time smoking, I do believe it was around October 2016. Oh my.
I thought you were gonna say like October 20th, 2016. I was like, you know the fucking date?
No, it was
Continue.
somewhere in October, like beginning of October, shortly before my parents split up. I was with my buddy Corey and Noah, and I was just so bored. Like, nobody around my neighborhood was doing anything. Nobody wanted to do anything but sit around. So I figured somebody with ADD and ADHD who just can't sit still. I just figured, one day, why not try? I told my friends, I was like, because they kept telling me to do it, and I was just like, okay, I'll do it. I gave them $20 in school. Thought they were going to rob me for it, but I just said, okay, either I lose $20 or I lose 2 hours of my life due to marijuana. So they actually came up around, I'd say about 5 o'clock that day, and this stuff was like you know what weak weed is and good weed is, and that stuff was green as like the Hulk's eyes, and I was like, okay, my parents smoked cigarettes in the house for my whole life. I've had enough smoke around me. Or was I wrong?
Me.
Dude, I think I took like 4 hits, and I was like, oh my god. Like, at first, it was the lightheaded effect because it's your first time ever. But after that, it was complete bliss and euphoria. I remember...
dude.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say my first. Actually, I did smoke it one time. It's gonna be the weirdest shit you've ever heard. I smoked it one time with a friend because we were turkey hunting. We were turkey hunting, and we were out in the woods. And he always offers it to me for no apparent reason because he knows it doesn't smoke. But I told him I was like, all right, after graduation, I'll fucking smoke some with you. So I did, and we were smoking it through a plastic bottle with a socket.
Oh, plastic bottle bongs.
Yeah, with a socket.
Oh my god, I have so many stories to tell about them.
Alright, but anyway, I got like 2 pretty good hits off of it, and nothing fucking happened. Nothing. I'm talking literally. I'm talking about. No, he gets good shit because he has ADHD and ADD. So, but anyway, I hit it and it didn't do shit to me, and I haven't smoked it since then. And that was like last year's turkey season, like near the end.
Yeah.
So.
I remember, like, back to my first time. I was at my buddy Jake's house, came down, and that's whenever we did it at the corner of this road. And the reason why we picked that road is because you can only come one way down that road because it was do not enter on the other side. So if somebody was coming, we could either leave or we could hide behind like the hillside because there was like a whole bunch of stuff on the other side of the tree. So we went to my buddy's, my buddy, because I don't really consider her as like a friend, because she's a girl. But my buddy Megan, she had made cupcakes, like a lot of them, and there were 10 cupcakes per container, and I ate 4 solid containers of cupcakes within an hour.
You fat ass.
God damn, dude. To be honest, the only thing I smoked was something to fucking drink.
Cottonmouth.
Yeah, dude, that shit was bad.
Oh, that's probably why I did, because there was just constant smoke in my mouth. I remember one time, it was shortly after I didn't grow, what's it called, a tolerance to short amounts. I was still like 3 hits and alright, I'm done. So, but I remember I had this, it was like a Huffy mountain bike, and it was made for mountains. It had a speedometer on it. And I'm sitting there, and I was really into paper, so I used joints, and I was I was on the bike while lighting up, still unsober, and I remember riding, and I shifted my weight and ended up flat on my back. Don't know what happened, but I just flipped over, landed on my back. The bike is still going, and
While he's not talking, I got a story that my friend told me. He said he was sitting in his tree stand in deer season, and he was smoking him a doink, and he said after he got done with the fucking
Big
joint, after he got done with the doink, he seen a fucking massive 12-point buck, and he thought he was tripping his shit. Like, he thought he was tripping his shit, and then he shoots it, and it winds up being the biggest deer that he's ever killed, period. And he almost fell out of the fucking tree stand because he fell asleep.
I remember after I gained my tolerance, that's what the word I was looking for. After I gained my tolerance to short amounts, I would wake up at 5:30, go outside on my back porch, smoke, come back in the house, get dressed, and I went to school off of like 3 L's, which is what we call blunts up here in PA and in my part. I was off 3 L's of just complete loud, and I didn't have the ability to even get on my bus. So I got on my bus, go into my math class, which is my first period. No, sorry, I think it was my 3rd period, and I completely got 100% on the test. Did great in all of my other classes. Come to find out, I was just extremely tripped and amazed out of my mind. But there's one thing that smokers like to do, is to get other people to smoke. That's the honest to God truth. So
Swear to God.
I remember my brother, he is 20 years old now, and he is not whatsoever like me. He could not smoke like me. I mean, I don't drink. He could probably drink way more than me, because I think alcohol is completely disgusting. It's like drinking liquid gas, like not
Liquid ass.
Yeah.
No,
like
for real,
straight gasoline.
Hold on, for real. Beer is straight horse piss. The only alcohol we'll ever drink is bourbon or whiskey. 100% the only alcohol.
I remember my first ever whiskey. I think it was Crown Royal. I don't know what it is.
Crown Royal.
Yeah, and I took one drink of it. My throat lit in fire, and I puked.
All the way down, did it burn?
Oh my God, dude, my stomach felt like a furnace. Like, my body was the furnace, and my stomach was where the heat was coming from. And if I burped, I would let off, like, carbon monoxide.
Oh, dude, let me tell you, alcohol, if you're ever stuck in a cold situation, get some fucking whiskey.
No, just get some apple moonshine.
Or that. I mean, whiskey, anything that's not beer, and you'll be A-okay.
I mean, personally, I was told growing up that if you put whiskey on the pacifier of a baby, it will cause them to go to sleep. Or it'll help soothe the toothache, which I never believed until one day.
My mom did that to me.
Yeah, one day I had a really rough toothache, I think on one of my molars, which I had to pull later, but my aunt put whiskey on with a cotton swab, and she said, "Here, put it on your tooth." It worked. I was like,
Yeah, you wanna know why? Yeah, you wanna know why? Because it's fucking alcohol. It's nothing but alcohol. And alcohol numbs shit in strong cases.
well,
And it fucks with your nerves to calm your nerves down.
another
Hold on.
thing is back to the getting people to smoke, but I remember bringing my brother into my room back whenever my mother didn't really care that I smoked. I used to sit there. I was a meme, dude. I watched Filthy Frank and smoked my brain away, but still was smart. But, you know, I did my work, and then whenever I had free time, I was either smoking or with my girlfriend at the time.
Or beating your dick.
That too. But my brother came into my room, and he was like, "All right, I want to smoke." I was like, "Okay, I guess you can come with me." So I made I made this tiny bong out of Voss bottles. You know what those are? Like the water.
Yeah,
They're perfectly circular and cylindrical, and so I figured, why not make one of those out of make a bong out of that. And I had the bigger bottle and I had the smaller bottle, so I took the smaller bottle and made two of them, one for me and one for a guest. So I remember showing my brother how to use it, and yesterday I burped and farted at the same time, and I figured I might as well just kill myself now because I've reached the pinnacle of life. But I was like, all right, do this and you'll be good. So he watched me, and I'm like, you know, I do my thing and I kill a whole bowl with just like a quarter of a gram. So I was like, have you ever, how much, like, or how often have you smoked? And he was like, oh, you know, never.
It's Zach. I could see him saying that.
And I show him what to do, and I can make the noise, but I really wouldn't want to, but I will.
That's ear rape, holy shit.
So I killed mine, and I was like, just do that. So he gets the bong, and this is how far he goes. He goes, that's it. Like, he gave, like, it was like a little bit, like, I'll show you how long it was because he had to wait for the weed doing that. So it was like this. The smoke hit him, and I will completely demonstrate. I will make the exact same noise.
Anybody got some water? I can do
He
it.
was like this. Like,
Geez, Smack and Jules ain't even that bad.
Dude.
he wasn't alive for very long, really, because it was very strong. And what I always did is I had some really loud stuff or some really, like, not weak stuff, but stuff that I could
Mid-grade.
smoke to smoke. Like,
Mid-grade.
Yeah. So all of a sudden, I go back in my brother's room an hour later, and he's asleep. So I was like, this is great.
Alright, so remember how you were talking about babies and alcohol and shit?
Mm-hmm.
My dad, whenever I was younger, he fucking poured half of my little sippy cup full of beer because I couldn't sleep, and I fucking passed out. Not even half, not even a quarter of a way through what he gave me, and my ass was out, dude. I'm talking, I was fucking out. Dude, I was like 5 years old, maybe even 4. The fuck you mean? I don't even remember how young I was, but he told me that he fucking done that because my punk ass wouldn't sleep.
Yeah, I watched a movie of it, and it worked. I mean, but I didn't. It was a movie at first, and then my parents told me how it worked.
I have a weed story. Alright. So this is like
Let it rip, Tim.
right.
Shit.
This is when I first started smoking, right? Tyler, you know how I go to Ohio almost pretty much every weekend, right?
Yeah, for the 8 Texas.
No, not for the 8 Texas, but like just to visit my family because my grandma and them moved down there. But so I'm friends with a bunch of people in the Kent area, and I was with my buddy. Yeah, I was with my buddy Payne and Evan, and we got some gas. Like, keep in mind, this is also like my third time smoking, and we smoked 2 blunts and a few bowls. My ass, I kept blacking out. Like, I didn't know what the hell was going on. And then we started walking to Simon's house, which is one of my friends. So I let him use my box mod, and I was trying to get it back.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we took like one of the longest routes, and we had to walk across this fucking railroad track, like a bridge over water that wasn't even 2 feet deep. But my ass was so paranoid that I was gonna fall. It was not even funny. Like, I was like, Payne, come here. I had to hold on to him because like I was like out of it. I thought I was gonna fall and die, dude. It was so scary. It was one of the worst times.
Alright, so since we're on the drug aspect and everything, my friend, he got like 4 or 5 other friends, and they were in his field. His family owns like big.
Whoever's talking, your mic's lagging pretty bad.
Oh, fuck me. Can y'all hear me?
Of course, that was perfectly fine.
One more how hard book is this one?
Alright. Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Alright,
No.
so anyway, what I was gonna say was that my friend, his family owns like 400 acres or so, and he has 2 fields. And they went out there to do some shrooms.
Oh boy.
And then, hold on, listen. So everybody gets done doing their shrooms except for one person because they needed a DD. So they fucking make sure they got home. Anyway, the sober person fucking seen a UFO above the fucking tree line and then mentioned it to everybody else. And everybody else seen it. And they fucking turn their lights out and sit there and watch it literally scan all above the treetops around the whole field and then just fucking disappear. And take this in mind, the sober person seen it first. You know how fucking trippy that had to be for the people on shrooms?
I can imagine that completely.
Like for real though, dude, that shit would have been.
I would have been like, hell no.
My ass would have been sprinting to the house.
I would have been eating more
Have
shrimp.
you guys ever, like, considered, or maybe even not, but buying something off Wish?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But I haven't.
Have you been on here lately?
No, but my mom goes on there, but I haven't talked to her in a while.
This is what's on Wish. Either really, like, sort of helpful stuff, like charger lights and really cool rings and, like, occasionally stuff like that. But it has now become an empire for pot accessories like bongs, pipes. Like, they have this device that basically turns any water bottle into a bubbler. Now they have like those glass twist pipes. They have miniature bubblers. Like, they're doing this as legal as they can without making it illegal. They're just putting tobacco on it, even though nobody's gonna buy it for tobacco.
Oof. Dude, literally, like, I don't care what anybody says. If there is any kind of pipe in a store and it says tobacco only, that's a fucking lie. That shit is either pot or crack.
Exactly. They sell crack pipes on here.
I know, dude. That's what I mean, dude. It's either pot or crack, one or the other. It's not for tobacco, I can promise that.
Don't you love when you turn your TV off before you turn your PlayStation or Xbox off?
Mm-hmm.
What about it?
I just did it.
Well, we're gonna go to the last topic because I feel like it'll last a long time. But
it's gonna last a while.
this is gonna last a while, and
Hell,
I talked
yeah,
to Brood a
brother.
little bit earlier today. So I'm not gonna. He doesn't have to like really pay attention for like 35 minutes, but you know, basically in Florida they have outlawed the fact that you are able to buy a gun at 18. Now you have to be 21 years old to buy any type of firearm in Florida.
Hold on, not just firearm, ammo too.
Oh yeah, ammo too.
I can't buy any kind of ammo until I'm 21.
Yeah, that's kind of butt.
Like,
dude, and they done it 2 months after I turned 18. The governor
you need to get
of
closer to the mic.
Florida, governor of Florida, fucking done it 2 months after I turned 18.
Huh. Gun control to people like us.
Whose mic is that?
Yeah,
Whose mic is?
He's like unwrapping a Christmas present in the background.
Who's unwrapping a box of condoms right now?
I think it might be.
No, it wasn't.
Mute your mic. Holy shit, my guy.
I thought he called us an adult horse.
I don't care. Mute your mic, my guy.
Okay.
Alright, let's continue the conversation.
Um,
Anyway.
I don't really know if Dakota grew up in a situation like us, but basically, if you have kids like me and Brood and Pat who grew around a family of firearms and, you know, knows how to properly fire one or is skilled with one, you know how basically what Florida ruined for all of us. Let you take on that.
Bunch of Parkland pussies.
Oh my. Alright, well, you guys gotta talk too.
I'm so excited.
I mean-
Dude, I've been talking. Can y'all hear me okay? Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Alright.
I'm just looking at stuff for Jules and vapes and whatnot.
Oh fuck. We ain't got much of a podcast. Oof. 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 That's a right there, my guy. That man's is getting.
Oh my god.
Summoned.
Rude.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry guys, I was
You
checking
should,
the phone while I was coming to podcast.
Your mic. Why you do that?
What the fuck do
Basically,
y'all even hear? What the fuck do y'all hear?
It sounds like you're unwrapping Christmas presents, dog.
Yeah. But,
Sounds like you're unwrapping a box of condoms.
it might just because your phone's resting on something.
Or if you have like Apple headphones plugged in, the mic's probably rubbing against your shirt.
No, I have a fucking actual gaming headset
That
plugged
sounds
into my phone.
way better. Leave what you have on right now.
It's because it was in my pocket. It's because it was in my fucking pocket. My phone was in my pocket.
Dude, we were hearing your headset mic wasn't working. It was your speaker headset.
Your speaker headset. Oh my god, they're
Or your
fried
speaker
right now.
microphone. I'm
All right, is it better now?
Oh yeah,
It's
way
like
better.
Yeah,
crystal
it's
clear.
way better.
All right, good.
Alright, so basically gun control nowadays is basically unfolding into a war against liberals and just straight up normal ass Americans.
Correction. Let's get this right. It's a war between Americans and retards.
Be honest, yeah. So if my state was turning the state in California, even though I'm not legally able to purchase a firearm yet, but I ain't far. So, basically, if you look at here, let me just pull up some information. Some California gun laws. Banned in California of 2018 AR-15 rifles, which not a whole bunch of liberals understand what AR-15 means. It does not mean assault rifle. Okay.
Man.
Who in this party actually
Armalite.
knows what AR? Yeah. Armalite rifle.
AR. Also, yeah, you wanna know why? It was named after the man that fucking made the design.
Yes.
It was named after the man that made the AR-15. It doesn't stand for assault rifle. I swear, dude. Whenever people say that shit, I get so fucking pissed. I'm just like, you're an idiot. You are literally an idiot. You have no idea what you're talking about, so just shut the fuck up.
Alright, then what's AK stand for?
What's AK
That is-
stand for, Pat?
I don't remember.
I'm pretty sure AK stands for also the designer's initials or name or something along that line, because they have a fucking statue of him. They have a statue of the creator who made the AK in Russia.
Yeah, it wasn't in Russia?
Yeah, it was Russia. Yeah. Russia made the AK, and then
It's
China...
automatic Kalashnikov, yes. Advomat Kalashnikov, 1947. That's where you get the 47 from, even though it shoots a 7.62 by 39. The 47 is because of the year, and the AK is because of
It's because of his name.
Advomat Kalashnikova.
Yeah, it's his name.
But in California in 2018, certain AR-15 rifles with bullet buttons are no longer exempt and must be modified. Basically, as I pull it up now, wow, there's so many.
Jesus Christ.
There is literally so much.
Rifles may not be shorter than 16 inches,
Yeah,
and there's a 10-day waiting period and limits on humane in a firearm.
it is
Actually,
unlawful to carry a
hold on.
loaded rifle, shotgun, or handgun in any public place or any public street in an incorporated area or where firing a firearm is prohibited. Furthermore, open carrier of any handgun, loaded or unloaded, in an unincorporated area has now been banned. So basically, you have the permit to carry, but you can't carry because there is no place to get a permit to carry, really. Assault weapons, quote unquote. Call 50 caliber BMG rifles. It is unlawful to offer for manufacture, sale, give, or lend any assault weapon, quote unquote, or 50 caliber BMG rifle. It is unlawful to possess an assault weapon, quote unquote again, or 50 BMG rifle unless it is properly registered with the state. Okay, but
Oh, and California, you're not allowed to have, I think, mags over 10 rounds
I do believe so.
or
Yeah.
5 rounds.
No, it's 10.
Possession is unlawful for anyone convicted of a felony or who is a drug addict, present or formal mental patient ever committed for mental observation or acquitted by reason of insanity to own or possess a firearm. That's normal. Okay, that's normal in every state.
Well, and hold on, let me say something. The whole 16-inch is not the whole gun's length. It's just the barrel length. The whole gun cannot go under like 23 or 26 inches in total length.
Here's the problem, though. They are so stupid because look, they have a law on antique and replicas. Antique firearm means any firearm not designed or redesigned for using rimfire, which means rimfire is like a 22. Centerfire is like anything above a 22. Not designed or redesigned for using rimfire or centerfire ammunition. Centerfire is basically anything above a 22. It has the power.
Who the fuck is that?
What?
I keep hearing somebody's mic. It sounds like plastic.
Yeah, I heard it too.
That. Yeah, what the fuck is that? Anyway,
We're away
continue.
now.
Yeah, no. Oh,
It's the one dude.
It might be me, I don't know.
Yeah,
Unplug
it
and
is.
Unplug and replug your mic back in.
I gotta get closing the laundry. I'll be back.
What'd you say, Bird? It's definitely
that
Pat.
wasn't me. That wasn't me. I didn't say anything. The other
Definitely
guy.
Pat.
The other guy said that he had to go real quick.
Alright, well, we'll just carry on. Centerfire ammunition or manufactured before 1898. Who has a firearm, or if you can give me a number of the people who owned a firearm before 1898, that's before World War One.
Dude, that's 120 years old.
Including any
No.
matchlock, flintlock, percussion cap, or similar type of ignition system or replica thereof were actually manufactured before 1988, and also any firearm manufactured in or before 1898 using mixed ammunition, which is no longer manufactured in the U.S., is not readily available in the ordinary channels of commercial trade. Basically, if your gun is basically 120 years old, okay, you're not allowed to really have it because you can make the ammo at your house or something like that, or like I'm guessing they can't run like ballistics on it, or I have no idea. Preemption, which means like preemptive, like if you have preemptive murder is like thinking about it, I believe, or something like that. Let me Google that real quick.
No, preemptive is planning it.
Preemption means the purchase of goods, shares by one person or party. Okay, yeah. Forestalling. Okay, yeah, preemptive attack. All manner of regulations pertaining to firearm registration or license is reserved to the state legislator. Range protection. Shooting ranges are generally protected against civil or criminal prosecution in matters alleging noise if the range is operating in compliance with all ordinance in effect when the term range was constructed.
What? Mike's on Hunter's Trail? Hey, what's happened to Jack?
Oh man.
What's happened to Jack? Hey, what's happened to Jack? Has anything happened to Jack? Here. What the fuck? Got it!
He just said, "What the fuck?"
His dog is a killer.
So apparently it's fucking recording. Apparently it's using my phone's microphone and not my actual headset microphone.
I said that.
I know, dude. This fucking triggering.
Well,
Trigger warning.
Start off with, so I'm taking a look at PA's gun laws, and basically, there is no law to have a permit to purchase. So it means permit or no permit, you can purchase. You do not have to have a registration to the state of all firearms. Like, we have a couple of firearms that aren't really registered because they're old as dirt. You don't need a license to own, and you don't need a permit to carry on a firearm. But for handguns, you do need a permit to carry because it is easily concealable. Basically, right to carry are provisions enacted. Right to carry in restaurants, it's legal. Right to carry laws shall.
It's very much legal. You just got to be over the age of 21.
Exactly. Now we go
Which is bullshit.
We go to Texas. It's the same as here.
Uh-oh.
There is a partial ban in Texas for the right to carry in restaurants. I have no idea why.
It's Texas.
But if we hit Florida,
Oh yeah, boys. Let's look at Florida. Let's see how fucked up my state is.
no state permit is required to possess or purchase any rifle, shotgun, or handgun. It is unlawful for any convicted felon to have in his or her care, custody, control, or possession any firearm or to carry a concealed weapon unless his civil rights has been restored. Unless covering under exception, it is unlawful to openly carry on or about the person any firearm to carry concealed. Dude, who is sitting here like
Eating cookies.
oh, yeah, I can hear you. Like you're eating them things pretty hard.
Okay.
I'm eating Crunch and Munch. If y'all hear that.
Or to
Code section Florida. Hold on. Code section Florida Statute Section 79.001.82. Illegal firearms are short-barreled rifle or shotgun, machine gun, bump fire stocks.
Oh, that's banned in every state. After the Las Vegas, the bump stock has been banned in every state.
Yeah.
But
who may not own are minors under 21, convicted felon, has been convicted or committed for abuse of a controlled substance within the last 3 years. Anyone who chronically or habitually abuses alcohol or other substances has been adjudicated incapacitated or 5 years after restoration of capacity, been committed to mental institution unless free from disability for 5 years, or a person subject to injunction against committing acts of domestic violence.
All right, hold on. Let me just say this. So they won't let us purchase any rifle or shotgun until we're 21, but they will let us legally possess it.
Here's my thing, though. Florida is strictly... Okay, listen to this. Under Florida law, there is no, quote-unquote, duty to retreat. Who's my like in my mirror, but you are... Oh my god, who's doing that?
I mean, I was yawning. That's
Oh,
it.
that's you, bro.
It shouldn't have been me.
No, it was Pat.
I was yawning. My bad.
No, it sounds like you're like ripping plastic.
That's not me then.
It's popping up in
It
the
is you.
chat.
I'm laying on my bed, not moving. So how could it be me?
Is your phone resting on anything?
No, it's in my hand.
Set it down somewhere, like on like wood.
I'm laying on a mattress. There's nothing wood around me right now. I mean, there is. You just don't want to lay in there.
Okay, well, under Florida law, there is a quote-unquote duty to retreat. If you are attacked in any place you have a lawful right to be, which means like your property or any place where there's a witness, you may stand your ground and meet force with force, including deadly force, if you reasonably believe it is necessary to prevent death or great bodily harm to yourself or others. Basically, you have to be 21 years old to buy a gun. But stand your ground law, which means you have the right to kill somebody if they're
trespassing,
or they're putting your life in danger to where it has to be meet with a deadly force. You can do that.
Even if they're trespassing, you can't shoot them unless they are showing bodily harm, or else their family will fucking sue the shit out of you.
But
like, no way around it.
Here are the states that have passed the stand your ground laws and generally remove the duty to retreat, which means you can stand your ground. Alabama's at the top. Alaska's number 2, Arizona's number 3, Florida, Georgia, Indiana, Kansas, Kentucky, Louisiana, Michigan, Mississippi, Montana, Nevada, New Hampshire, North Carolina, Oklahoma, my good old state of Pennsylvania, South Carolina, South Dakota, Tennessee, Texas, Utah, and West Virginia.
So pretty much all the southern states.
Except
for Michigan.
Really. I mean, yeah, you have Tennessee, you have South Carolina, you have Florida,
Alabama, Mississippi, Texas.
Florida
just sounded like a fucking redneck, dude.
More of the southwestern, but I mean, my state up north. I mean, we're really pretty up north. I mean, we're not. I mean, we're a little bit farther from the Mason-Dixon line, but that's if you don't know what the Mason-Dixon line is, you shouldn't be living here. But the Mason-Dixon line is what basically borders the north from the south. North Carolina and South Carolina. That border between North Carolina and South Carolina is part of the Mason-Dixon line. So, whenever you hear a country song and they're talking about the Mason-Dixon, that is the border between North and South. Not South America, but, you know.
South America goes like a big fat chode.
South America is, like, extremely vile. If I would never go there for vacation.
But if I had to go one place, Brazil.
I would never go to Brazil. I watched Live Leak, and there's a whole bunch of stuff on there I would never want to experience.
So much AIDS and STDs floating around.
And people just killing you for your organs.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you want to die, then go ahead, but...
That's true. Well, I can see this as we're not really well balanced, but we're not necessarily streaming a podcast. I would like to thank you for listening. Go ahead, Bruce.
I mean, it's our very first anything like this, so...
We'll be continuing this. We'll have another one up probably by Wednesday, but thank you guys for listening. This will be uploaded on Spotify and YouTube. Just listen to the Discord. But Thank you guys for watching. This has been